Hi, I'm here with Anna Makurat, who's currently in Italy, and we are both Polish, but we're going to do this interview in English because Anya just became, well, not just, it happened a couple of days ago, the newest player of the Phoenix Mercury. And I want to ask you first, how do you feel about signing with the Mercury?
Okay, first, hello. I'm happy to be here with you and do this interview. I'm very happy. Like it's dream come true for me. I know it's just the beginning of this story, but um, I was always dreaming of joining WNBA team and getting this opportunity is it's really huge for me.
Okay. And as a big Diana Taurasi fan, is it bittersweet that you've signed a deal with the Mercury but will not get a chance to share the court with her?
I mean, I sent all of the flowers to Diana. Like her career was a gold kind of career, and everything that she accomplished was truly amazing. And like you said, I was her biggest fan and supporter. So I'm truly happy for her that she could say goodbye on her own terms and say goodbye with that gold Olympic medal and be so successful also at the end of her career. But I don't think anything about signing with the WA team is bitter for me. You know, like I want to
Yeah.
enjoy it and like I don't try to focus on the negative side of it. Obviously, it would be perfect to have her there as my mentor. I feel like I would learn a lot, but at the same time, you know, she also deserves to enjoy her retirement, to rest and finally, um, like maybe the whole career is gonna sink in and she's just gonna be happy about it. So I'm happy for her. I'm also very happy about the opportunity. So like I said, nothing about it is bitter. But yeah, I just can't wait. I'm super excited to finally beat her and hopefully maybe she will come around and say hi a couple of times in
Yeah.
Phoenix.
Yeah. When you're at her level, it's probably hard to leave the game alone, right? And the Mercury probably won't allow her to just leave. If you have a player like that, you've got to keep them for life. It's just a no-brainer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. And I think if you play your entire career for one organization, like I think at the end of the day, you stick with them and maybe she'll like help them to grow as well.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And at 30 years old, you were told that you had a similar playing style to Taurasi. Who said that to you? Do you remember?
It was one of the, I think one of the regional
Hmm.
cups with, I think back then I was representing Mazowsze, and one of the coaches that was watching the game, um, I think back then he was one of the national team coaches. He came up to me and said like he really likes my game and it kind of reminds him of Diana Taurasi. Um, you know, like back then I was super happy about it and I was just like, wow, like to be compared to one of like the greatest is just like a great thing. But at the end of the day, it's all about I think finding yourself and
Hmm.
finding your own skill set, your own style of like expressing yourself on the court, reading the game, and just I think it's hard to be somebody else. So I think, especially if somebody is that great. So I don't. I think I would cut this comparisons right now and just like say that, like I really learned a lot about the game from watching her.
Hmm.
I for sure the
And if I
one
may
thing
ask,
that I would.
just sorry, what aspects of your game did you model after her? Yeah, that's what that I
mm,
wanted to ask.
I think what he was thinking about why he said that was
Hmm.
just like I think court vision and just like back then I was also playing a point guard position, so I was creating a lot for myself, but also for other teammates. So I think that's kind of maybe also the way I was built, like my body, and like so it kind of reminded him of her. Uh, but like I said, it's a huge shoes to fill, and like I would not compare myself to her. Um, but if I could take one thing from her, I think I would take her mindset, her killing mindset. Like
Hmm.
she's a true white mamba, and on the court, and I think the confidence the way she carry herself on the court, the way like hold her teammates accountable, but also like how she makes them better. I think it's truly amazing, and yeah, I would definitely learn more. I would like to learn more about her like mental part of the game.
Yeah. So the links with Taurasi don't stop there because American fans may remember you primarily as playing for the UConn Huskies, for whom she also played. So 4 years from now, what do you remember from the time and how would you evaluate your stay there? Maybe it
Hmm.
would be cool to remind people also how you were recruited, because it's not always that a player from Poland is recruited by an American university. So maybe
Yeah.
we can go there and then you can just tell us what you remember from your time
Hmm.
there. Okay.
Okay, so I think the recruiting time, it was just very unexpected. And also the process started very late with UConn. I was recruited by other schools, but the whole process with UConn was actually at the end when I was supposed to make a decision. I almost committed to the other school, and then they started recruiting me, and it was a no-brainer for me, and I was ready to commit right away. Coach Geno came to visit me in Poland. He saw my house, met my family. So yeah, that was a no-brainer for sure.
He
Once
traveled
they
to
started
Poland
recruiting.
to recruit you. Just, I want to point it out.
Yes.
How awesome is that? Like one of the
It's
best
it's
coaches
incredible.
in women's basketball history just came to Poland to recruit you. That's incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for sure very like humbling, and then just like wow, like it was crazy that it was happening to me. So yeah, I'm very also like I'm very proud of that part of my life. I'm very proud of like of achieving that. And also their kind of that they wanted me, like they mm, their
Yeah, that was pretty
recruitment.
big. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a big deal. Yeah.
So like it's not happening often. So I'm not taking it for granted. So I was very, very happy back then for sure.
Hmm. And then how would you evaluate your time at UConn? Do you
Hmm.
think that something could have gone better maybe for you or not? Like,
Hmm. I mean, for sure, it could go so much better. I could actually graduate from UConn University. I didn't do it. I think at a certain point I decided to bet on myself and kind of find another way to
mhm,
succeed. However, like the time there, like I think the deal that I signed now with Phoenix Mercury, it would never happen if I didn't go through what I went through back then. The knowledge I got from the coaches, from the coach Gino, from coaching staff, from all of the people there, and from my teammates. Like the things I've learned in my time in college is like irreplaceable. I think I really had to grow up. I really had to face the things that I was lacking back then, the things that I had to work on. But I think I also decided to take a different route and work on those things kind of in silence on my own terms. And yeah, maybe come back better, to United States.
yeah, yeah. So that's actually what I wanted to ask you about in the next question, because in 2021 you entered the transfer portal and decided to turn pro instead of transferring to a different university. Why did you decide to turn pro instead of trying like a different university and just playing there for a year?
I
I
think
think
that year, I
I'm
think
sorry,
that
I
year
just
was
think that you would
very.
be
Mhm.
eligible for 2 years, right? If I remember, because of
I think
COVID.
even with COVID
Yeah,
year, I would have three more
three
seasons
more
to
even.
play.
Okay, okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely had eligibility in the United States in NCAA. But like I said, I pick a different route. And back then I was um, I think very hurt physically, but also mentally. Like I was trying to kind of put all of those pieces together and kind of rebuild myself. I think obviously, like I said before, my college career could go so much better. But I don't regret anything.
It was still
And
great. Let's just point it out. It was still great, right? It's better
yeah,
than 99% of people will ever achieve. Let's just go there.
for sure, for sure,
So,
for sure, and
no.
for sure. And I'm very like appreciative towards it. I know like how much I've learned. Um, like I said, the the things that I went through with like Coach Geno, the way he coached you, the way you have to kind of push back, fight him. I mean, in a good way, like you have to respond in a certain way, be coachable. It's not so easy to be coachable when somebody's trying to get the most out of you every single day. And sometimes, like, you're tired, sometimes you don't feel like it, but like
Mhm.
it teaches you that you have to be consistent every single day, that you have to bring your best effort every single day. And I think, like I said, like I really respect that program. I really respect everything that um, they're about, like whatever they show every single year. Um, and it's been a blessing to be there. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't the sweetest, probably sweetest journey there, but at the same time, like I wouldn't change it for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you can call it like baptism through fire, maybe something like that, right? That you
Yeah,
needed that in order
maybe.
to become the person
Yes.
that you are today. Yeah.
For sure, it gave me a lot of answers. I mean, at the beginning, it probably gave me a lot of questions, that I had to
Yeah.
answer. Now I have answers because of my time there. Um, but like I said, it wasn't easy. But like I know, at the end of the day, I think Coach Gino taught me that we have to like strive to be our best version every single day, and yeah, that's the greatest lesson I think I could get from there.
Yeah, yeah. So just to finish up the topic of UConn, I want to ask about Paige Bueckers, the number one pick of the upcoming draft, who you played with when she was a freshman. What do you remember about her as a freshman?
I just remember her being the most consistent player I've ever seen before, like in my career probably. She was very efficient every practice. Like I don't know if you know that, but like at UConn, probably other universities too, but like we have practice players that help us prepare for the game,
Hmm.
like that play against us, and also we have managers that like keeps track of like every shot in practice. Like they take percentages,
Okay.
like they making statistics from every practice. So like
How
practice
many
how we
managers
play,
are there, if I may
basically.
ask?
Oh,
Like,
there's a lot. There are
okay,
people
okay.
responsible for the waters. There's responsible for the towers. There are people
Hmm.
responsible for statistics that are like helping to make like the practice the most competitive and like the closest to the game that they possibly can, which is like absolutely amazing. Like experiencing that, seeing that, like it's hard to match when you go back to Europe or when you like just like you don't have that anywhere
Hmm.
else in the world. Like
I
it's
mean, this
just very
explains why
special.
they are so good, right? Consistently
Yeah,
good year after
for
year. Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
And if you have to explain practice how we play, that's basically what they do every day. Like even like the statistics, keeping track of the shots. Like if you're consistent in practice, like you're gonna be consistent in the game. So the coach have the whole chart of like who's doing what every day. So yeah, for what I can remember from Paige was just she was like natural, incredible talent. Like everything was just looked easy when she did it. Like the hard stuff looked easy, but I think also the was the hardest to do. The easy stuff looked easy and like on
Hmm.
every possession. So yeah, I think she's very, very talented. She's um very skilled, and I'm very happy for her that she might be the number one pick this year. I hope it's gonna happen, and I truly believe that she deserves it. Um, yeah, her journey wasn't easy either. Like a lot of setbacks, injuries. Like
Mhm.
I wish like this season she can show like her 100% and like be very happy on the court, and they can achieve something amazing on her last season.
Yeah, yeah. So now let's focus on you, okay? You returned to Poland eventually after entering the transfer portal, but it wasn't your first year as a pro. What was your career like prior to joining UConn? So I want to ask you primarily maybe about your family because you come from a family with basketball traditions. We can call them now traditions because it's like on a
Mm.
consistent level, right? So and also
Yes, yes.
about you joining the national team at the age of 17. I mean, you were 17 years old when you debuted in the Polish national team, which is also incredible.
Yeah, I can call myself lucky because like not a lot of people
Okay.
can experience those things so early.
And
But I had this
humble, but
possibility.
that's me. Just that's me. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty amazing that like I could experience everything so fast. Mm, which is not easy because also like later on you have like those expectations that you have to
Yeah, the
like
bar is
now you achieve
higher.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bar is very high from the beginning, so you have to keep your level for a long period of time. Um, but I think my journey was like pretty special as well. I grew up in a basketball family. My sisters play, also one of them still currently playing in Vanderbilt University. The other played basketball, graduated from Utah University. So we all of us had this experience of like college basketball. My mom is a coach. My dad was the greatest basketball fan since I can remember, always watching games with us, practicing on like outside on the playground, you know, playing basketball, working on some Kobe moves that we watched like the other day at
Mhm.
night during the game. So I think I was really, really lucky also in terms of like where I grew up and how I grew up. It was very, I loved basketball from the beginning, and I just like I could enjoy it with my whole family. And then I moved away from my hometown when I was 13, and then since then I was just like away, always traveling and then finding the place where I can develop and grow the most. So yeah, I've been in Sokoł Podlaski. I was in Łomianki, close to Warsaw, in the sports championship school, and then I was after
Which is, I'm just
in
gonna
my
say, I'm sorry, but just for our American listeners, it's a special high school where talented athletes go and they are developed back in Łomianki, right? It's
yeah,
probably
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the only basketball school in Poland. It was. I don't know if it still
probably.
is, but I think it
Maybe
still is.
it still is, but I think
Yeah.
it's not the only one right now. But it was like a pretty um,
But
special
back
program
then
back
it
then.
was, right? Back then it was
Yeah,
the only basketball school in
yeah, yeah,
Poland.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's
So
just
as me, like a kid from like a really small town, there's like a possibility to grow around like also like talented basketball players. So I could older, younger, the same age, like but like we could uh like really grow together and um have this like maybe a little speed up like learning process together. Like that's gonna prepare us for pro basketball. And then also I didn't graduate Łomianki. I finished my journey there on the first year of high school, and then Gdynia was very interested in me, and I decided to continue my career there. And that was my first decision of like going kind of pro. You know, I didn't know what's gonna happen if I'm gonna go to college or not, but that was my first year as a pro athlete in Gdynia. I stayed there for 2 years, and then, like we know, I got some interest from different colleges. UConn came
mhm.
over, and that's like we know how it
Yeah,
ended.
yeah. So you actually went pro. You were, if I'm doing my math correctly, 14 or 13?
Mm,
14.
no, 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 no. I was 16. Yeah,
16?
2016, 2017, 2017
Okay.
to 2018, and then I went
Then.
to college. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
2 seasons
And
in Gdynia.
okay, okay. And you got to play for the Polish national team at just 17 years old. You're still, I mean, you're the mainstay of the Polish national team, right? Right now. But can you tell me about the debut for the Polish national team at 17? How did you feel? How did the older players treat you? Stuff like that. Were they nice,
Hmm.
welcoming veterans, or they were sort of like,
No, no,
you know,
they were definitely nice, welcoming
awesome.
veterans, but it was just like this um sense of like being a kid. I felt it, like
Hmm.
I didn't know how to act. Like everybody was older. It was also, I think that was my first experience with national team was also before rebuilding of our national team. So
Hmm.
there was actually, we had some vets in that team. So being around them was just, um, yeah, I remember being very nervous. I maybe I didn't show it on the court that much, but I was definitely very nervous, and but I was also excited to learn from them. I was like seeking all of the knowledge, and yeah, it was a great experience for sure.
Okay. So you return back to Poland, and then after UConn, and then you play there for a year. Then you play for 3 seasons in Italy, including this one. Statistically, this is probably your best year in Italy, if I'm correct, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
For sure.
Okay.
Yes, yes, for sure.
So what is it about Italy that makes it your home away from home, which is like the third country
Hmm.
that you've played basketball in and you excel at this level right
Hmm.
now. So I want to ask you what makes Italy special for you.
You know, I think first thing what made it special for me, like they really bet on me and my lowest moment, let's say, my first year in Sassari, which is on Sardinia Island.
Hmm.
Mm, it was after 2 years that I barely played. My second year at UConn, I was probably almost always injured. I had some back problems. After I had the stress fracture in my fibula, I was just a roller coaster that year. And then, like I said, I decided to come back to Poland to kind of take care of myself. And I ended up doing a back surgery the summer before I signed with Gorzów Wielkopolski.
Yeah.
Um,
If I may just interrupt, were there thoughts that you would never play basketball again? And were you just in your head like getting the mindset that you're okay with not playing basketball again? Or was there like a fighting spirit in you that you were gonna fight until the very end to be able to re-enter the court?
mhm. So I think when I was leaving UConn, like I said, it wasn't an easy decision, but I was, I think, on my lowest point. So I wasn't sure like how I want to do it, where I want to do it, if I want to do it. I didn't know, like I just knew how much pain I have. I knew like every day is a struggle. Every day was like I was constantly in pain and I didn't know how to handle that. And I think um the decision and like kind of starting like trying to help myself and like also physical part, getting help, getting also like I started therapy, I started like rehab. I like I think I had to build a better foundation, like
Hmm.
because I kind of lost my why. I didn't know why am I doing this anymore. But I knew that I want to continue to do it. I knew I have more to offer. It's like it's definitely not the end of my story, but I just didn't know where to make a next step. And I think there's no right answer to where you should make that next step, but I think you just have to keep going and try to like figure out for yourself and have that belief that like if you make all of the right things, it might just get better. And
Hmm.
I think believing in myself and that it's not end of my story just like helped me a lot. So yeah, in the second season, I came back from straight from the surgery. I started playing, re-injure myself. So I think I didn't play for like few months, I came back for playoffs, which I played really, really well. Mm, but I also like didn't play for almost 2 seasons. And I remember uh, that's why I'm saying that the Sassari year was special because um, they really took chance on me. Like
Hmm.
they saw something in me. They saw probably me playing earlier in college or like my on national team level before, and they saw the potential. And they decided to sign me, like my first like foreign contract. So it was also a big step for me, and I think it was a great year. I think we had a great season as a team collectively, but also like individually, I regained a love for the game, and it was so much easier for me to like keep going later on.
Hmm. That's awesome. Because I wanted to ask that question, and I'm sorry that I interrupted you. It's just that it's like it's such a story, you know? It's such a story there that you're like able to build yourself back up and become an even
Yeah.
better player despite getting injured, which is so awesome. Okay, so I want to ask you also maybe when did the Mercury contact you first? Like at what stage of the season, and how did
hmm
these talks look like?
hmm So it wasn't, I think, direct contact.
Hmm.
I heard about the interest they have, like they're watching my games. A funny story is that I also got some heads up from Marcin Gortat because the general manager of Phoenix Mercury is also his fellow video manager from Phoenix Suns back in the day. So
Okay.
they really know each other. So he got a heads up before that they're interested in me, and if he knows me, like what he thinks about me, and yeah, so he was very excited about it, and like he reached out to me, and he was like very happy for me. So that was the first time I kind of heard about it. But in general, I think it's all it comes back to the manager talks, the agent talks, and like I'm not really involved in it. The first time I had the contact with general manager and head coach was when they came over for one of my games here in Italy. Uh, and yeah, so I could talk to them a little bit after the
Again,
game.
they came to you. I mean, incredible. Awesome. So awesome. And
Yeah,
it's
I
just
mean,
proof
I'm,
how
I'm sure
special
I
of a
wasn't,
player you are. Come on. That's like you're super
but
humble. Like it's my job to just, you know,
yeah, I
explain
mean,
how
I think
special
I
that
have
is.
to, I think I have to stay on the ground, like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's a
That's very
great
good. That's very good.
opportunity. It's a great opportunity. It's just like a next step in my career. But like I said before, like my job is to become better every single day, and whatever happens around me, like it's gonna happen or maybe not. But like I hope I can take advantage of like the opportunities I get.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very humbled and like honored like that I got this opportunity for sure.
Yeah, yeah, which is great. Just a word of explanation to our listeners. Again, Marcin Gortat is the Polish basketball player who played in the NBA and he played for the Phoenix Suns. Because, you know, our
Yes,
readers
yes,
and
yes.
viewers are usually fans of women's basketball, so they may
Okay,
not know that
that's
stuff.
great. Stay
No, no,
on that
no.
side.
Yeah, yeah,
Stay on that side.
yeah.
Love
Awesome.
that.
Okay. So what are you most looking forward to about living in Arizona? Let's talk about like the daily life. Did you get any pointers from Marcin about what to do?
Not yet, not yet. I think I'm not living that yet because I'm still here finishing the season in
Yeah.
Italy. So I'm just trying to focus on my job right now, and then once I'm done here, I will like probably make some plans, and I will like look at the all the things that I can experience also down there.
Okay. And Kamila Borkowska is the other Polish player who's joining the WNBA this season as well, and she will be playing for the Connecticut Sun. Did she ask you about what to do in Connecticut?
No, I think we didn't talk about it. I'm very happy for Kama. Like I think she had an amazing season. Like she's
Mhm.
been really dominating in EuroCup and Polish League as well. So she deserves that chance as well. And I'm very happy we can do it together. Hopefully we can stick, and hopefully can make both of us can make the team and make Polish people proud.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you already did. Come on, you two already did. And the last question, what players do you most look forward to playing with on that roster?
I think, like looking at the roster right now, it's a very talented team. There was some roster changes, but
So maybe who do you
I
think you will able to complement, or who will be able to complement your game? Maybe you're humble, so I'm gonna phrase that question differently. Who do you think you will be able to complement? Jesus, my English so awful.
it's
Whose game
okay,
you
no
will be
worries. I
able to
think, yeah.
complement?
I think,
Maybe, yeah.
like when you look at the roster right now, like they have a big three. Like they have Alyssa Thomas, they have Kalia Kapper, and they have Satu Sabali. And now like it's all about all of those role players around them that's gonna make this team work as well. So hopefully I'm gonna be one of those pieces that's gonna complement the stars. And hopefully my skill set, the way I play the game, also will make the team better.
Yeah, for sure. I hope so. And I hope that you will
But one
stick.
funny,
Yeah,
one fun fact, one fun fact.
yeah, sure.
It's crazy, but Karia's Copper first season in rookie season in Europe, when she played in overseas for the first time, was actually in Gdynia, and I
Mhm.
played with her there. So it's a full circle moment. I can my rookie season there, hopefully, is gonna be by her, with her by my side too. So.
Yeah, it's time for
Um,
her to return the favor, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
hopefully. But
okay.
I'm really excited.
That's really, really cool. So when are you leaving to Phoenix?
So right now, I'm like I said, I'm
You
finishing the
finish
season
up your
here
season? Yeah.
in Milan, and then we'll see. Like as long as I finish here, then I'll try to move to US as fast as I can, which is after our playoffs here.
Awesome, awesome. So thank you, Anna, for finding the time. Good luck in the playoffs and obviously good luck in the WNBA as well. Hope you will make the roster.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keep your
Bye.
fingers crossed.
Yeah.